Hello, I am Dr. Samuel Cross, and I want to welcome you to this very important session where we are going to discuss exactly how you can protect your vision through the power of the food on your plate, especially once you cross the age of 60. Your eyes are often called the windows to your soul, but in the medical world, we view them as a direct reflection of your internal metabolic health and your nutritional status over the last several decades. As we age past 60, the delicate tissues within the eye, specifically the retina and the macula, become increasingly vulnerable to oxidative stress and the natural wear and tear of time, which is why your diet becomes your primary line of defense against conditions like macular degeneration and cataracts. Many people believe that losing their clear vision is just an inevitable part of getting older, but I am here to tell you that modern science and clinical research papers from institutions like the National Eye Institute have proven that specific nutrients can significantly slow down or even prevent many of these age-related issues. The first half of our journey today focuses on the heavy hitters of eye nutrition, starting with the deep green leafy vegetables that act as internal sunglasses for your retinas. When we look at the research, specifically the age-related eye disease study known as Eyesight 2, we see that two specific antioxidants called lutein and Zeaxanthin are absolutely critical for maintaining the density of your macular pigment. These two nutrients are not made by your body, which means you must eat them every single day if you want to keep your central vision sharp enough to read fine print or see the faces of your grandchildren clearly. Kale is arguably the king of these nutrients, as it contains some of the highest concentrations of lutein found in nature, and when you consume it regularly, it begins to accumulate in your macula to filter out harmful blue light and protect the light-sensitive cells from dying. Spinach is another powerhouse that works in a similar way, and I always tell my patients that cooking your spinach slightly can actually make these nutrients more bioavailable, meaning your body can absorb them more efficiently than if they were raw. It is important to remember that lutein and zeaxanthin are fat-soluble, so if you are eating a big bowl of greens without any healthy fats like olive oil or avocado, you are missing out on most of the benefits because the nutrients will simply pass through your system without being absorbed into your bloodstream. Beyond the greens, we must talk about the incredible role of omega-3 fatty acids, which are found in high concentrations in oily fish like salmon, sardines, and mackerel. The retina has a very high concentration of DHA, which is a type of omega-3 that helps maintain the structural integrity of the cell membranes in your eyes, and without enough of it, you may experience chronic dry eye or a faster progression of retinal thinning. A major study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that individuals who ate at least one serving of oily fish per week had a significantly lower risk of developing the wet form of macular degeneration, which is the more severe type that can lead to rapid vision loss. When you are over 60, the oil-producing glands in your eyelids, known as the meibomian glands, often start to slow down, which leads to that scratchy, irritated feeling many seniors describe as dry eye syndrome. By increasing your intake of omega-3s, you are essentially lubricating your eyes from the inside out, ensuring that your tear film is stable and that your eyes stay moist and comfortable throughout the day. Now let us shift our focus to the power of vitamin C, which is not just for preventing the common cold, but is actually found in very high concentrations in the fluid inside your eye. This fluid, called the aqueous humor, requires vitamin C to neutralize free radicals that are generated by sunlight and metabolic processes, and research suggests that high levels of vitamin C can reduce the risk of developing cataracts by up to 20%. Bell peppers, especially the bright red and orange ones, are actually higher in vitamin C than oranges, and they also provide a good dose of vitamin E, which works synergistically with vitamin C to protect eye cells from unstable molecules that break down healthy tissue. Many people do not realize that the blood vessels in the eye are among the smallest and most fragile in the entire human body, and vitamin C is essential for the health of these capillaries, ensuring that oxygen and nutrients can reach the back of the eye where they are needed most. Another vital food group we must cover in this first half of our guide is the orange-colored vegetables like carrots and sweet potatoes, which are famous for their beta-carotene content. While the old saying that carrots give you night vision is a bit of an exaggeration, It is a scientific fact that your body converts beta-carotene into vitamin A, and vitamin A is a core component of rhodopsin, which is the protein in your eyes that allows you to see in low-light conditions. If you have noticed that it is becoming harder to drive at night or that it takes your eyes a long time to adjust when you walk into a dark room, it might be a sign that your vitamin A levels are not where they need to be for a person over 60. Sweet potatoes are an excellent choice because they also have a lower glycemic index than white potatoes, which helps keep your blood sugar stable, and we know from countless medical journals that high blood sugar is one of the leading causes of retinal damage and vision loss in older adults. We also cannot overlook the importance of zinc, which is a mineral that acts as a freight snapper for vitamin A, helping it travel from the liver to the retina to produce melanin, a protective pigment in the eyes. Oysters are the highest source of zinc, but since most people do not eat oysters every day, I recommend incorporating pumpkin seeds and grass-fed beef into your diet to ensure your eyes have enough zinc to function correctly. Without enough zinc, you may be more susceptible to night blindness and even a weakened immune system within the eye itself, making you more prone to infections. As we continue through this deep dive into ocular nutrition, I want you to understand that every meal you eat is either feeding your vision or allowing it to degrade. It is not just about eating one carrot or one piece of salmon and expecting a miracle. It is about the cumulative effect of these nutrients over weeks and months that builds a shield around your optic nerve and your macula. In the clinical world, we look at the density of the macular pigment as a marker for brain health as well, because the eye is essentially an extension of your brain, and the nutrients that protect your vision are often the same ones that protect your cognitive function as you age. When we look at the totality of the research from authority sites like the Mayo Clinic and the Harvard School of Public Health, the consensus is clear. A diet rich in colorful vegetables, healthy fats, and lean proteins is the most effective, non-invasive way to maintain your quality of life after 60. If you can maintain your sight, you can maintain your independence, your ability to drive, your ability to read, and your ability to engage with the world around you. We have spent this first portion of the script looking at the foundational foods like kale, spinach, salmon, peppers, and carrots, but there is so much more to cover, including the role of eggs, nuts, and specific berries that contain anthocyanins. It is my goal as Dr. Samuel Cross to make sure you have the solid knowledge and the research-backed evidence to make the best choices at the grocery store. Remember that your eyes are working for you every second that you are awake, processing millions of bits of information, and they require a massive amount of energy and antioxidant support to keep up with that demand. By following these guidelines and understanding the science behind the food, you are taking a proactive step that most people ignore until it is too late. I want you to be the person who reaches 80 or 90 with clear, vibrant vision because you understood the value of nutrition today. This concludes the first half of our comprehensive eye health script, and we have established the critical need for lutein, zeaxanthin, omega-3s, vitamin C, and vitamin A as the pillars of your visual defense system. Now that we have established the importance of leafy greens and oily fish, I want to move our focus to one of the most underrated foods for eye health after the age of 60, and that is the humble egg. Many people worry about cholesterol when they think of eggs, but the latest research from the American Heart Association and several nutritional journals suggests that for most people, an egg a day is perfectly safe and incredibly beneficial for your vision. The yolk of the egg is where the magic happens because it contains lutein and zeaxanthin in a form that is even more bioavailable than what you find in spinach or kale. This is because the fat naturally present in the egg yolk helps your body absorb these antioxidants directly into your bloodstream and eventually into your retinal tissues. Research published in the Journal of Nutrition found that participants who ate one egg per day for 5 weeks saw a significant increase in their macular pigment optical density, which is a key marker for protection against age-related macular degeneration. As Dr. Samuel Cross, I often tell my patients that if you find it hard to eat a massive salad every day, adding a couple of eggs to your breakfast can provide a concentrated dose of the nutrients your eyes are craving. Next, we must discuss the power of nuts and seeds, specifically almonds, walnuts, and sunflower seeds, which are packed with vitamin E. This vitamin is a powerful fat-soluble antioxidant that sits inside the membranes of your eye cells and acts like a shield against the damage caused by unstable molecules called free radicals. According to the age-related eye disease study, vitamin E is a core component of the formula that helps slow down the progression of vision loss in older adults who are already showing early signs of eye disease. A handful of almonds provides about half of your daily requirement for vitamin E, and it also gives you healthy fats that support the overall structure of your eye. Walnuts are particularly special because they are one of the few plant-based sources of alpha-linolenic acid, which is a type of omega-3 fatty acid that helps maintain the health of the tiny blood vessels that feed your retina. We must also look at the incredible benefits of berries, such as blueberries, blackberries, and strawberries, which are rich in a specific type of antioxidant called anthocyanins. These are the pigments that give berries their dark blue and purple colors, and they are famous in the medical community for their ability to improve microcirculation within the eye. High-quality research from the British Journal of Ophthalmology has suggested that anthocyanins can help improve night vision and may even help lower the pressure inside the eye for people with certain types of glaucoma. When you eat berries, you are essentially strengthening the walls of the capillaries in your eyes, ensuring that oxygen and nutrients can flow freely even as you get older, and your circulation naturally becomes less efficient. I also want to talk about legumes and beans, like lentils, chickpeas, and kidney beans, because they are high in bioflavonoids and zinc. These nutrients help protect the retina and lower the risk of developing cataracts by preventing the proteins in your lens from clumping together and becoming cloudy. One of the biggest threats to your vision after 60 is actually high blood sugar, even if you are not officially diabetic, because excess sugar in the blood can damage the delicate nerves and vessels in the back of your eye. Beans are an excellent choice because they have a very low glycemic index, meaning they release energy slowly and do not cause the sharp spikes in blood sugar that can lead to a condition called retinopathy. As your doctor, I want you to understand that keeping your blood sugar stable is just as important as eating your vitamins when it comes to long-term eye health. We also need to emphasize the importance of hydration and the role of pure water in maintaining your vision. As we age, our bodies naturally lose some of their ability to retain moisture, which often results in chronic dry eye syndrome and a decrease in the quality of the vitreous humor, which is the gel-like substance that fills the inside of your eyeball. If you are dehydrated, your eyes cannot produce enough high-quality tears to lubricate the surface of your cornea, which can lead to blurry vision, irritation, and even scarring over time. I recommend that my patients over 60 aim for at least 8 glasses of water a day, and I suggest avoiding too much caffeine or alcohol, as these can have a dehydrating effect on your ocular tissues. Now, I want to briefly mention the foods you should avoid if you want to keep your vision sharp, because knowing what to stay away from is just as vital as knowing what to eat. Highly processed foods, sugary snacks, and trans fats found in many fried foods can cause systemic inflammation and oxidative stress, which accelerate the aging process of your eyes. Scientific studies have shown a direct link between a high intake of processed carbohydrates and an increased risk of macular degeneration, because these foods trigger inflammatory responses that damage the macula. Instead of reaching for a bag of chips, I want you to reach for a piece of fruit or a handful of nuts, as these small choices make a massive difference over the course of a year. To summarize everything we have covered, your eyes after 60 require a specialized visual pharmacy found right in your kitchen. By combining leafy greens for lutein, oily fish for omega-3s, eggs for bioavailability, nuts for vitamin E, and berries for circulation, you are creating a comprehensive defense system that few medical interventions can match. The authority sites like the Mayo Clinic and the National Eye Institute all agree that while genetics play a role, your lifestyle and your diet are the biggest factors you can control to determine how well you see in your later years. I hope this guide has given you the solid knowledge and the clear action steps you need to take charge of your eye health today. Remember that it is never too late to start feeding your eyes the nutrients they need, and even small changes can lead to proven results in your visual clarity and your overall quality of life. I am Dr. Samuel Cross, and it is my mission to help you see the world clearly for as long as possible through the power of research-backed nutrition and easy-to-understand medical science. You have the power to protect your sight, so please start making these foods a regular part of your daily routine beginning with your very next meal. Thank you for taking the time to invest in your health and your future vision.